Okay, everyone, I'm going to do a demo here on continuous deployment. There's a couple of options here. I'm going to do the GitHub actions in a separate video, but I'm going to leverage this, associated Git repository that's kind of built into the Google Cloud Platform. So just as a reminder, we've got this analytics application that's working on a vacation package recommendation, success or not success, basically a classification task. So I've got that up on GitHub. This isn't completely up to date, but it'll work for this purposes. I've got to commit some other work that I've done that I'm going to demo here also locally. But anyway, we've got these HTML files here that I'm just going to make a quick edit to the color on, if you can look here. All right, so we've got our application running here. We can just put it into the browser and access it via that URL there that was assigned to us by default by Google Cloud Platform. I'll set up some. I'll send you these documentations too on this. But anyway, so we've got our application up and running. It's got a repository that's associated with it, and it's got an event trigger that's looking for a push to the branch, and it's going to look at that branch, look for the push, and then deploy the new pushes as they occur. So what we're going to do here now is go into this HTML file and put this color back to kind of a non-aqua. Oh, we're not in edit mode, sorry. It's 173. 173. I kind of had this as a sage before, but changes, color, background, color, back to original. We're going to commit that. It's going to give us, in our default, a new commit ID here. And then we're going to go look here. It's that same number showing there. Where is it? 6A, 1A, 965. Sorry, build history. 6A, 1A, 965. It's working on deploying that. I think this usually takes a couple of minutes. It's got to build. It's going to look at our YAML file that we have in our repo and build the application. So it's got some instructions in here on how to build the application. So we'll wait here until this completes, and then we'll check back at our color. Here, I'm just going to open a new browser so we can have them side by side. Let's see. Yeah, here's the URL again. See if that one's running. Nope, still not done. Actually, you know what? In the meanwhile, I could walk you through what I had planned for the application. I think. Let's close this. Thought I had. Yeah, here's a file here. So I've been working in the background on, a series of web app pages that have different addresses here shown in yellow. Got a home page that has our web form on it. If the action is post, it's going to, do some work in the background with the data in the form, transform it so that it can be able to be sent to our endpoint. Also in that background, it's actually going to hit the endpoint and, get a response. But it's just going to store that locally on the web server. And then, after the user does another post on the verification page, it's going to display that response from the endpoint on a new page. if I'm going to put another button on the form, I haven't done that yet, but if it's if it's the action isn't a post request, it's going to loop back to the home page basically, so the user can kind of start over and resubmit another request. So I've got that going here. I can walk through some code. It's just one Go file. We basically got our a couple of functions in here. That's the index function, which is basically directing to our home. Handle that index function by just backslash, right? It's going to render the home.tmpl. I can show you what that looks like here. 1 second. Just copy these. Sorry. There we go. Actually, I'm just going to pause this so I can rename all these. You don't have to watch me typing. All right. So I've got these all renamed now, so I'll open them up. You can see what they look like here. Here's the data form. That looks pretty similar to the form I've been showing. Still have to fix this logo. We'll see if I get to it. If the time permits. All of them have that same nav bar logo error, but we'll fit that. So the endpoint response, this is like it shows you the request that was sent and the body that was received back from the endpoint. Oh, I left some currently. This is empty because I was debugging a section here. So that's going to show down here in the body of that page. And then the verify page is going to have a button that says 2 buttons. One's going to be see my results or return to the home page. But that's going to display what the user entered on the home form. So that's kind of what they look like. We've got the verifier function that's looking for that. If the method's not post, it's going to return back to home. But if it is post, it's going to get all of the fields from our form and then put them in a struct. And then it's going to get the values and transform that to basically build our request to our other endpoint. I've kind of got this post URL in here as a mock-up endpoint. It's just kind of a website you can submit requests to, and it basically reflects back your request as the response. So that's what this is doing. It's going to hit a post request to that and store that in a response, and then it's going to get the body, store it in B, and then in the results struct, which is going to be restored on that response page, we've got a request. Where'd it go? All right. We've got the request field of that struct is going to be put here, and then the response, both our strings, are going to be rendered there. So yeah, that we feed that the verify template, our details struct, right? So that's the that's where that's coming from. And and then on the response function, responder, I've called that response and responder. Verify, verifier, response, responder. That's what's going to be when the post request is made to redirect to verify. It's going to run the verifier function, and then when the post request is made to go to response, it's going to run the responder function. So when that responder function is triggered, it's going to send that results struct data into our template. That's how that's all going to work. Hopefully that's clear. You guys can post questions if you want. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. All right. So that's that application. We'll show you how that runs here. Go run main.go. Oh, I'm not in the home directory. Sorry. I just noticed that. All right. Go run main.go. It's going to run on localhost here. So we'll do this localhost 8080. Should put passport, divorce, restart, basic. Yep. All right, submit. And it's going to, basically put our booleans here just to verify the user. So what's our results? Yeah, we hit that endpoint. Here was the request we made, and this is the response or the reflection we got back from that JSON kind of test request. So that's that web application. We're going to put in our Vertex AI endpoint into, replace that JSON mock-up code. And hopefully that'll work once we got this on the cloud. Back to our cloud application. It looks like it completed, and we can then now refresh our page here. Yeah, and we're back to the nice gray page that we saw before. So yeah, there's our old version, and there's the continuously deployed version that we committed to on GitHub. So that's the video, guys. Looking forward to seeing what you've been up to, and good luck here in the last week or so. I'm really glad we got an extra week to work on this. So we'll talk to you soon.